Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnnie's Bite. We're beginning a full week of work, and I want to believe that for those of you who are devastated by the rains over the weekend, it rained heavily, even around the mountains. I mean, nearly every part of this country got a share of the rain. And what happens in Israel is that when it rains, they're excited because they can harvest the rain for other purposes. They can harvest the rain for electricity and many other domestic uses. Here, when it rains, people always have their hearts in their mouths because they are not too sure what may happen next. Homes will cave in and all of that conversation. But first things first, let me say that maybe show the video from last week, because I showed you a video of how a tunnel around the Graphic Road flyover had been packed with dirt, filth, and bola. And it was a very beautiful sight to behold. So this was it. About a week or so ago, I showed you this one. I was with my cousin Abel when we shot this particular one. Danny, sound up, please. Clean your lungu. So you can identify this place. Come with me a bit. Check it out. See it? Right here. Oh, this is beautiful. This is so lovely. I want to say good morning to you, all our authorities. Good morning. And Accra Central, along the door where Okadeko used to be. That's the tunnel by the real. So we spoke about it. Yes, those who are paid to insult or those who are wired to insult for whatever reason they did. Check out what their bosses did. Those who insult their bosses, they saw wisdom. Check out what they did. While standing at the same spot, I'm happy to report to you that this tunnel that used to be filled with a lot of rubbish and filth, the filth has been cleared as we speak. You can take a quick look at it. It's been cleared. So Henry Quarty, Honorable Henry Quarty, kudos to you and all the MCs who work around here, the sanitation officers. Well, it didn't have to take me to tell you to get it done, but thank you for doing it anyway. And it only shows one thing. Johnnie's Fight gets results, that TV3 gets results, that TV gets results. This is what we're talking about. So we don't speak for nothing. Results here, we're all happy. We can live a healthy, happier life together. So thank you to the authorities. One more time, Honorable Henry Quarty, thank you, and the MCs around here. If it goes well, we'll talk about it. If it doesn't go well, we will talk about it. That's what we stand for. So that's it. Yeah, we spoke about it. It's been done. What is left here are the remains or remnants of, or the effect of the rains from yesterday. It's dirty. But here, it's been cleaned. What is left is for us to keep an eye on this one, light up the place a bit so that the activities of criminals that happens around here would stop, and also the fact that people can feel safe so that nobody comes to dump rubbish there again. So that was it. Yeah, so people insulted us, people spoke about us, people said, well, you are doing politics, blah, 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 blah. Your bosses, the ones who are paid month on month, the ones who get ex gratia, the ones who have bodyguards, the ones who have cars, the ones who enjoy free fuel and everything else, they have seen reason with us and they have gone to clean it. So wise up, young man, wise up, young lady. It doesn't pay. And we're all looking for Ghana to become a better place. That's why we stand here. I stand here every day to talk about some of these national issues. It didn't have to take me to tell anybody who is paid to do this. But once we alerted them and they have done it, we criticize, they do it, we praise. It's as simple as that. Danny, let's talk about the floods, because I remember 1995 as a boy. People's homes were broken, people died. In fact, the report from the Auditor General says that by 2020, between 2015 and 2020, almost 2,000 people had died through floods in this country. Yes, almost 2,000 people. had died through floods. If they were alive, they would have been contributing to the GDP. They would have helped to bring our inflation down, cost of living, and all those conversations we're having. But they're dead. They're dead because of floods. And we'll show you some full graphic detail later in the show. Then it take me to Legon. Saturday, we were stuck in traffic around the Legon area. There's one policeman I want to commend, but this was the situation. A situation around the Legon area, the Accra Legon area, connects to the mountain. The road was full. Take a look at it. Danny, sound up. Take it back.
Legon stretch. Just take a look. See. That's a hard-working policeman here on the Legon stretch. Just take a look. See. Take a look. Standing right in the middle of the road.
Okay, so that's the policeman. Danny, show his face. I don't know his name. There wasn't time to ask his name, but he was doing a very good job. He was standing right in the middle of the water. And what we showed you is that Legon stretch. So you're coming from Adenta, Medina, that's the Legon area. On the right-hand side, you see the stadium. That's a policeman there. I couldn't ask for his name because people's cars had messed up and everything else. If you know him, kudos to the policeman, and he was doing a yeoman's job, even though I thought that at some point he was endangering his life because when it rains in Ghana, all manner of things flow with the water. So he could have been hurt. But he was standing there guiding and guarding people and had his own jungle stake and everything else. Then he played the video.
That's a hard-working policeman here on the Legon stretch. Just take a look. See. Take a look. Standing right in the middle of the road. All these cars messed up. That's a hard-working policeman here on the Legon stretch. Just take a look. See. Take a look. Standing right in the middle of the road. Take a look. All these cars messed up.
I've shown you the streets. I'll show you a home, and then I will show you what happened to a church in Accra. But first, let's take a look. Then you put the articles up for me, the news items up for me quickly. So we need to move beyond paper leadership. I've told you about 1995. We have our experiences with year 2000 and so. We have our experiences with 2015, June 3 disaster. Last year it rained. The year before it rained. People keep dying in water. This is the promise that was made to us. Lawyer Atachia used to be our Minister for Works and Housing. This was in 2018, April 18, 2018. And he enlarged this for me. It says, we will permanently solve flooding problem. Atachia, we will permanently solve flooding problem. April 18, 2018, Lawyer Atachia. So I want to believe that it is not a problem of Lawyer Atachia per se, but because he was the minister at the time, this is a focus, a vision, and the mission of the Ministry of Works and Housing. So, Honorable, what was his name? The former deputy chief, that was his name. Asenso Boachi, good morning to you. Your predecessor left a big promise for us. He couldn't achieve it. Yes, he couldn't do it. It's not about, he tried. He couldn't do it. Your former minister, Honorable Atachia, lawyer, MP for Abuak, he couldn't do it, please. And that is why when it rains, small rain, 2, 3, 4 hours, the whole Accra was stuck. In fact, there's traffic everywhere. Water had filled everywhere. People's cars were messed up. People's properties have been destroyed. People's livelihoods are condemned. Now, it says, Mr. Samuel Atachia, the Minister of Works and Housing, has said government has provided an amount of 17.3 million Ghana cedis to ministry to help resolve the perennial flooding problem in some parts of the country. He said President Akufo-Addo has realized the challenges of the crisis and consequences of the destruction of properties and was committed to add an additional 200 million. This was in 2018. Hey, Nasikano. Because if we had used 17 million and we had even been impressed so much and added 200 million and got all the applause from the people of Ghana, I ask this question. Hey, that's the because if we have spent 217 million as far back as 2018, look at how much we spend year on year to dredge the Odo, and we still have the problem magnifying. It means that we are not solving the problem. We are only throwing money at it. He said government will do away with the process whereby monies are allotted for desilting each year, which has not yielded positive results. Like, just this year, just the beginning of this year, we're talking about desilting, no? But here was the Minister for Works and Housing in 2018, Honorable Atachia, succeeded by Honorable Asenso Boakye, who is telling us that government will do away with the process whereby monies are allotted for desilting each year, which has not yielded positive results. Mr. Atachia said this when he addressed the media after inspecting some drains in selected flood-prone areas in Accra, together with officials of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. Oh, Mohammed Ajesowa, good morning to you, former mayor. Now to Elizabeth Saki, good morning to you. Hey, Nasikano Wahin. The areas visited were Nima Drain behind the Paloma Hotel. Yesterday, Saturday, it flooded. Adabraka Odor Drain. Yesterday, Saturday, it flooded. South Kandeshi Drain. Saturday, it flooded. Odor Kole Lagoon. Saturday, it flooded. Sukura Drain. Saturday, it flooded. Kandeshi First Light Odoko Drain. Saturday, it flooded. Bale Drain. Saturday, it flooded. Sakaban Drain. Saturday, it flooded. After spending 217 million. Without a permanent solution, the cycle of allocating monies for desilting drains, which will eventually be filled with rubbish, will never end. Over the years, floods that had destroyed lives and properties had been attributed largely to the choking of major drains with silt and garbage, a situation which forces rainwater to find its way into the residential area. He said government was planning to introduce a nationwide underground sewage system to nip the monies in the bud. Where is the underground system? The underground sewage system, where is it? And I'm not asking Lawyer Thatcher as an individual. I am asking him in his capacity as a former minister, because that was a promise he made to us, and he told us. And you see, you find government officials, they say, oh, and we want to say kudos to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They say they have rehearsed it, so they recite it to us. We'd like to say thank you, and thanks to the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and his Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. We are going to get flood drains. We are going to get underground sewage. Flooding will stop. We will invest this and that. And the President is even happy with what we have done with 17 million. So now he's giving us 200 million. Hey, Nasikano. Because the floods is there. If my home had been swept away by floods, if my home had been swept away by floods, I would not be happy. We launched a national disaster plan in this country. Where is it? How are we using the national disaster plan? Good morning to you, NADMO. Good morning to you, Fire Service. Good morning to you, National Security. Danny, take me to the church. The water destroyed everything. It went to the church. That's the Royal House Chapel, International Bible Worship Center. What it was called then. Now it's called Royal House Chapel. It's close to the Bechebi Lamti roundabout. And this situation that they have there has been there since I was a boy. Because me, I grew up at Abosukai. It has been there since I was a boy. Royal House Chapel International. This was Saturday. So you can imagine whether or not they had church service on Sunday. Complete mess. And we say in this country that we have spent money. The president was so impressed that he was going to add on to it. We said it in 2018 that we were going to stop flooding. Royal House Chapel International, that's it. I have not gone to ICGCO. I have not gone to the Central Mosque at Abosukai. I won't go there. But I'm just showing you the extent of the damage that has been done by the floods. And we keep paying lip service to it. Yesterday, I visited the family. Their home has been literally washed away. They were trying to reconstruct a wall that had been broken earlier in the year by the rain. There's another opposite house also that was putting together a wall which has also been broken down by the rain. Now, their problem is that there was a flood drain that was done around the Zongo Junction area. They expected it to transcend to their place. It didn't come. So year on year, some say 43 years, some say 30 years, some say 35 years, it has rained and it has broken their homes. Guess what? The National Disaster Management, NADMO, they have not been there. NADMO knows the flood-prone areas in this country. When the floods came on Saturday, did you ever hear NADMO has been anywhere giving them any kind of shelter? Because if your bed has been washed away or is wet, you can't lie on it. If your kitchen has been washed away, you can't cook raw rice. All of those ones. This is somebody's kitchen. This is somebody. I will bring you the full thing. Somebody's kitchen from yesterday. This is it. And he showed them the ground. You are showing them the sky. Show them the ground. Let them see. This is somebody's kitchen. Here in Accra. The water had gone more than 5 feet. So everything in the kitchen condemned. The people say NADMO has not been there. National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, they have not been there. They have not even heard the scent. Those are my legs. They have not even heard the scent that floods had come to the place. The National Disaster Management Organization. So a question is this: are they committed to the whole disaster plan that they themselves aided the nation to put together? Are they? Because their first job as NADMO is to prevent the disaster from happening. The second job is to manage the disaster when it happens. They couldn't prevent the disaster from happening. Now, in terms of managing the disaster, wahala. And if my house had been washed away, that's the main drain I was talking about. So the people expected that the construction will extend beyond the Zongo Junction. This is the Flamingo traffic light, all the way to the top, so that the people can be happy. Because now I'm told that the MP has connected all former MP, Ebenezer now. He had connected all the gutters in the area and channeled it into one. This is the canal. And because the gutter leading to this is small, then maybe show them the gutter leading to this is small, it's made it difficult. The water literally overflows. So if you live there, you have signed your death warrant. You don't know when it will be executed, but you have signed it. But I'm saying that National Disaster Management, that's the gutter. Look at this small gutter. And then he showed them the big thing it has to connect to. This is the small gutter where all the water comes through from the top. All of it is channeled into this one. And then it comes all the way into this one. How does this small gutter feed this big one? That small gutter. How does it feed this big canal? How does it feed it? Yes, we have planners in this country. Yes, we have engineers in this country. And we even have gutters that have reverse gear. Water hits it and the water bounces back into your house. The gutters have reverse gear. Gutter in this country. All the engineers, all the architects, all the planners, when I say this, they are not happy. Then they want to write a long letter and bring it and come and say that, give us airtime to explain. You won't get airtime to explain. Go and work. Get up. Go and take your bath and go to work. NADMO, get up. Take your bath. Go to work. The people around Abosoka, Mataheko, Flamingo, Shukura, Russia, all those places, Medina, take your bath now. Don't eat breakfast. Go to work. This is somebody's hall. So don't take your bath right now. Don't eat breakfast. Go to them because they have also not eaten. It is your job to ensure that they are safe. It is your job to prevent disaster from happening. Disaster happened on Saturday. Sunday has come. You didn't go there. Saturday evening, you didn't go there. Monday morning, you have a brand new opportunity. Take your bath. Don't eat breakfast. Go there. Wear those your reflectors. Now, I have advocated for them to give you ID cards. I'm sure you have ID cards now. Because for 3 years, I advocated for you. Now you have ID cards. Go and show it. Go and work. If you don't have food in your stores, tell us so that we can tell the appropriate authorities to put food in your stores. If you don't have relief items, chale water, you don't have those tents, blah, 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 tell us. Because it doesn't befit Accra at all. Is this the gateway to Africa? Is this what we go out there to brag to people about? So that if I'm a tourist and I've come here, yes, we are supposed to love our country, I do. But if I'm a tourist and I've come here and I go to a suburb like Flamingo or Dansoman or some corner and I see a guest house and I say, I want to live among the people, and the rain comes, I will have my heart in my mouth and I'll be scared. And before I know it, there will be water in the room I'm living in. Look at the foundation. And pause. Look at the foundation of that building. 6, 7 courses up because of the rain. 6, 7 courses up because of the rain. So it's up to like my shoulder level. They have sunk that. You know how much money that costs? 6, 7 layers up because of the flood. And Nadmo has not been to this house. Look at this, the poor old man. Look at him. And he showed the poor old man. Show him one more time. Look at the poor old man. He's been trying to salvage what is left at this age. Nadmo has not gone there. Look at how dirty his legs are. And Nadmo has not gone there. Nadmo has not gone there. Insult me in your offices. But I'm telling you, take your bath now and go to work. Your job is to prevent disaster. Fire service, you are supposed to assist. Police, you are supposed to assist. Minister for Sanitation, Honorable Sister, get to work. Enough of the talk. Minister for Works and Housing, Asenso Boachi, get to work. Your predecessor said you spent 17 million. President was so excited you're going to add 200 million. This was in 2018. Say, Masikano, get to work. All of you, go take your bath, don't eat breakfast. Go to work. Good morning.